It's just volume, like just repetition.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But it's also, and this is one of the core elements of being a high performer is consistency. It's consistency. It's the unwavering belief that you will get better, even though you're going to fail along the way. And I love this quote, like winners will lose more than losers ever will. Because they just keep trying and they keep trying. They find new ways of not doing something, and then eventually something sticks. And I'm going to use the event space just for the time being in this example. I was speaking to a lot of people that do events, and they're always like, no, it's, I was like, how do I go to have 200 people in a room? I don't want to wait 5 years to do it. I want to do it today. Like, how do I do it? What do I need to do? And a lot of them were saying, no, you've got to go through the process. It's going to take you 2, 3, 4 years. And at the time, I kind of didn't believe it. I was like, no, it's just money. It must be just ad spend. I'll get more people in the room. But it wasn't. There was such a huge combination of things that had to happen. And I'm glad I went through that process, because it has been, nearly 4 years now that we've been doing this. And it's like, you see from what the event that we did day one to what we're doing now, to the structure of the event, to how we're communicating with people, to the things we're actually teaching them. And people are coming there and they're like, yeah, we love it. We have so much fun. We learn something. We enjoy it. We come away. We want to come to the next training. But that only happened because I was consistent. We've had rooms where we've had 20 people in the room and still spent money on ads, still did everything we thought at the time was right. And we're like, fuck, how do we only get 20 people in the room? What was the point of coming to Adelaide, to Sydney, to wherever we went? And it can become discouraging.
100%.
It can become discouraging. You're putting in all this effort and all this work, and you're like, damn, only that many people. All right. But when you trust the process, when you continue and you have that unwavering belief, you will get to that level. That's a huge thing that you got to do when trying to achieve something great. It's the consistency. I was listening to a podcast last night, and they were talking about the Conor McGregor documentary on Netflix. I think it's called Notorious. He actually had a film crew following him and recording his fighting journey before he even signed a contract with the UFC. So he couldn't afford to feed himself, and he had a film crew filming him at the very start of his beginning, at the very beginning of his career, sorry. So what does that tell you? He had an unwavering belief that he was going to make it. So I want people to see me from day one in the trenches, training in this old ruggedy gym, to go and get a UFC contract. So he had that unwavering belief. He knew he was going to lose. He knew he was going to get punched in the face. He knew all these things were going to go against him, but he kept being persistent and he kept going.
Yeah. He also had a massive climb.
He did very quick.
Fast.
Yeah, very quick.
Very, very fast. But yeah, so I guess, what does it take? What's define? What's a high performer?
I think there has to be mental resilience as well.
What is it?
What is a high performer?
Yeah.
Well, I would say operating at levels that are above average.
That sounds almost
achievable.
What? Sounds rude. Imagine
no, but
hold on.
Significantly above average. Like you're operating at a high level of efficiency in whatever element or aspect you're looking at. But in saying that, I think it's an excuse to just be good at one thing, as in operate a high achiever, a high operator in one element of your life. I think it has to be across the board.
Yeah. But, so let me give you an example. So imagine someone came to a Builder Summit, which there's one coming up the way.
FYI.
Yeah. But imagine someone comes to the Builder Summit in Brisbane. So they haven't seen you for a couple of years. And they come to the Builder Summit, and then the whole event happens, and it's an amazing event. And you're like, that was great. And you see someone at the end and you say, what do you think? And they say, it was above average.
Yeah, I'd be upset.
Yeah. Of course you'd be upset.
I'd slap him right there and then.
Of course you'd be upset. Because I don't think that's the
it's you got to be operating at a high level comparatively to most other people.
But so okay, is that the definition?
I don't know if it's a definition, but you got to be operating at a high level of performance, I think. So, but what's is there a benchmark? I mean, it's different benchmarks for every other people.
Yeah, what is high?
Yeah. I don't know. You got to define that, I suppose, before you define anything else. Is it a level? Is it a number of money? Is it a monetary value? Is
Would
it
you say,
a
like,
level
is it-
of body fat percentage? Like, what is it?
Is it in the top percentile or
I think
two?
you have to be, yeah. I think it would have to. Like, if you're going to talk about elite people, then yes, they're in the top 1%. So whether it's sporting, business, health, whatever it might be, they're in the top 1%, those people.
The elites.
The elites, yeah. I mean, that's
Let's
what
go down
that's the definition.
conspiracy-
That's the
conspiracy
definition
theories.
of, isn't it? Yeah. That's the definition of. Like, they're in the top 1%. They are the ones that do everything extraordinary. Now, do you have a desire to be an elite? Like, do you have a desire to be the top 1%?
I've got a desire to live my life to the fullest.
Yes,
That's my
I agree.
desire.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I will say also, there are certain things I've seen certain people do. So, like, there's stuff that I say, I'm like, if I've ever spoken to you about anything business wise, like, I'm a massive Hormozy fan. I will say there are things he does I'm not willing to do.
Hmm.
You know what
I
mean?
agree.
When I look at it and I'm thinking, you know what, bro? Credit to you.
Hmm.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not that you
No,
can't.
no,
It's
no,
you
no.
don't want to.
yeah, I don't want to. Therefore,
I think there's
cannot.
Yeah, but there's a level of everything comes with a trade-off too.
Of course.
So whatever that element of whatever he's doing there, you may not be willing to trade that part of your life off to achieve that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think a lot of those 1%ers, like you look at Messi,
people at the
you know,
top of
like,
their field, yeah.
exactly. All these
you like
elite
Messi?
stock players. I mean, yeah, like I don't have a poster of him on my wall.
Nah.
Nah.
Does your
No,
son?
probably
Your
should.
son plays soccer, doesn't he?
No, he plays AFL.
AFL. That's
Plays AFL. But
Okay.
I mean, even so, like I admire people like that for what they do and what they've achieved.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot to admire about someone like that, and to operate at those like high levels and consistently deliver. He backs it up. He's got to be, like, again, one of the greatest of all time. And there's so many people that are in those categories. When you look at tennis, when you look at football or soccer or anything, whatever sport it might be, there's elite people in those levels. And they're the ones that, it's like Kobe back in the day. He was up at 4 a.m. training and doing 5,000 shots before anyone got to training at 7. And by that time at 7, he'd already done all his shots. He'd already done everything. And then he'd train intensively with his teammates at 7 and then go and do whatever he had to do. Like, he was that next level obsessed. I think that's one of the other things. There has to be almost a level of obsession. People view the word, in my opinion, obsession as a bad thing. I don't have a negative connotation with obsession. I think to be obsessed about something can be a really healthy and motivating thing.
Yeah. Do you think you have to like something?
Oh, no. No, I don't. I don't like going to the gym every day. I don't like, I'm trying to do 12,000 steps a day. I don't like doing it. Honestly, like, I go for a walk with a mate, which I enjoy, because we'll talk shit for an hour, and actually the walk goes a lot quicker. But even, I think it was Sunday night, I went for a walk and I got my 12,000 steps in, but I had to walk. I was listening to a podcast. I was keeping myself entertained throughout that time. But, I would have much rather stayed at home, and just watched TV and just chilled out after the shower. But I got up, got the dog, went for a walk, because I want to have that level of health and fitness.
The dog would have been pumped.
I loved it.
The dog-
Loved it. Said, you want to go for a walk? And boom, let's go. Pumped. So, yeah, I don't think you have to like it. No.
Yeah,
I think there's elements of it not liking it. I think I like winning. I like the feeling of being fit and strong and healthy. I like wealth. I like the success that comes with all of the things that I'm doing. But the actual task itself, not always, no. Sometimes I enjoy it. Like, don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed walks before. All right?
That's good to know.
I won't run. I don't like running.
What is it? So, okay, do you classify yourself as a high performer?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah, like, what is it? Yeah, this is where I say to you, like,
I
you
can't
can
consider
compare
myself.
yourself.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and comparison's the thief of all joy. Like, who am I comparing myself to say no, that I'm not a high performer? Because comparatively, if you compare me to another builder, perhaps, you could say, well, George is a high performer. You could compare me to an athlete. Well, you'd say George is average.
Who's the highest performing athlete you've ever seen?
Who would just in person and
Nah.
like shook his hand?
Nah, just on the planet.
I don't know, man.
On this rock that we're floating in the middle of fucking nowhere.
And that everything matters so much.
Yeah, and that everything, we think everything is so important.
I mean, Usain Bolt comes to mind. That's pretty extraordinary what he did. He's still the record holder, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he is for the 100-meter sprint. That's pretty. Michael Phelps was pretty amazing on the world stage. You got like Ronaldo and Messi that we just said. Like, there's plenty in the conversation. Jordan, Kobe, James, LeBron James. Like, there's plenty of people in those conversations. Plenty of people. But so coming back to me being a high performer, I think there's elements of my life that I would say yes. There are elements that I would say no. And there are elements that I would say I'm working on. I'm working to be that high performer. Like, I'm in great shape. I'm not where I want to be physically, but I'm still strong. I've lost a fair bit of weight. I've kept the weight off and maintained it. I'm skinny fat, So I'm skinny, but then I've got some bulges on the sides here and there that I want to try and clean up. Now, I know for me to do that, I've just got to increase my training. I've got to keep the steps up. I've got to be disciplined with the food. I've got to be hitting the gym 4 times a week. So I've got to make that a priority. And then I would say if I got to a body fat percentage of, say, 10%, 12%, wherever your six-pack shows, I would consider myself a high performer in that field. Because I think if you're in great shape in your 40s, I think you are in the 1%.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.